the Rams and the Cardinals, an NFC West showdown that had huge implications, however it would have played out, and it played out the way that we thought it would. The Rams sending the Cardinals to their third straight loss, but for Hail Murray, they'd be 5 losses in a row right now and counting. Here, let's hear from Kyler Murray, who I admire the fact he doesn't take losses well. Let's see if he's going to try to sell us a reverse mortgage with his sound from after yesterday's game.
Honestly, I just think we got to find a way to win. We've been in every single game, pretty much that we've lost. We've been in those games and have had chances to win. Little mistakes here and there, turnovers, whether, penalties, stuff like that. Not playing complimentary football, that gets you beat. And I think that's kind of just who we are right now. We're just not, we're not, just not finding a way.
He hasn't been the same since he injured his shoulder against the Seahawks on that Thursday night after the Hail Murray game.
Agreed.
And teams have bottled him up every week. Every week, he hasn't had a rushing touchdown. His rushing numbers have not been impressive. And I doubt that it's been a strategic decision made by the Cardinals. We saw it that Thursday night. They've figured out how to avoid these situations where Murray just takes off.
Yes.
And credit to the defenses and maybe the Seahawks for creating the blueprint, and it's been copied twice now. And look, the last 3 games, he's down to 20.3 rush yards per game, and from 10 touchdowns the first 9 games, rushing to 0 in the last 3 combined, Chris.
Yeah, it's there's definitely been a drop-off. Mike, we've been talking about it, right? I know you've heard me say that it feels like when I watch film all the way back to the Bills game and things like that, when I'm Ron Jaworski, that defenses have figured out the Cliff Kingsbury pass attack a little bit. And listen, not to say there's still not some good things about it, but you know my old saying, like there's just too many plays where I watch the play and I go, I don't know what coverage this is, but everybody's covering all the receivers where Arizona's supposed to be. Everybody's dropped in the perfect area. So I think between that and then what you're talking about, Mike, I think is kind of spot on. I think it's the Seahawks, the Dolphins, the Bills. There was 3 games in a row, and then you had the Patriots. Everybody's got to see this. It's kind of all got to go together, this blueprint of, hey, look, if you do this and don't let him outside the pocket and make him sit in there and maybe even have to throw the ball down the middle of the field, you got a chance to win the football game. And I think you're also right in the fact that his throwing has not been up to par. There's too many throws that I see where I go, incomplete. Man, that's Kyler Murray. He should hit that. I've seen him do that. There's too many of those right now to make me think that there is something wrong or he's not quite at 100% there and just off kilter a little bit.
And, something we talked about last week, and it looks like the Rams are moving in that direction, developing an identity in the running game, getting away from the 3-headed monster approach. Malcolm Brown, and unfortunately, he's the guy who, with Todd Gurley gone, he was the one that had put in the time, and he was kind of the leader, and now he's fallen out of the picture pretty much entirely the past couple of weeks, and Cam Akers is emerging with Darrell Henderson being the backup, and Darrell Henderson did well yesterday with the opportunities he had, 49 yards on 3 carries, but Akers is the grinded-out guy, and the Rams need that. They can't try to get cute and mimic Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. Ride with Cam Akers.
Yep.
Let Jared Goff run the short passes to Robert Woods, short passes to Cooper Kupp, and hope one of those crossers pops for a big gain. And, Goff, 37 for 47, 351, and a touchdown. That's a hell of a lot better than last week with the 3 turnovers. So they got it together when they needed to. They move into first place in the NFC West. And I'm not going to say they've delivered a death blow to the Cardinals, but the Cardinals better figure something out quickly or it's going to be over.
Yeah, they're in trouble, certainly. And, I mean, we know that they still got the Rams and 49ers down the stretch, right? Those are going to be tough matchups for them, especially with teams figuring out how they play. And, with that, then you start to go, okay, Arizona's offense not as good. How about their defense? Because their defense has had some moments lately where we go, okay, good, great. It wasn't one of those days for them yesterday either. McVay had it. He cracked the code yesterday in a lot of different ways. And it wasn't necessarily through the run game, but Arizona sold out so hard to stop the run at times. Yeah, you mentioned it. Goff was on his game, and a lot of Woods, Cooper Kupp over the middle, those type of things, a few of the bootlegs that we always see. But, I mean, the game was dominated by the Rams. The fact that this game at one point was 24-21 after the Rams fumbled that punt, you know, I know you're in West Virginia and I'm here in Stamford, Connecticut, but I know Coach Dungy and Rye, we're sitting here going, man, the Rams are dominating this game, and they're up 3 points? Like, how is that? But obviously they got back control of things and put the pedal back on the metal and dominated once again. But very impressive. I think between, you know, the stubbornness to run the football, the toughness in which they play, and the athleticism of that front on defense to contain Kyler Murray and Brandon Staley, one of the young new D coordinators of football. I'm so impressed with him on the Rams side of the ball.
Yeah, he's starting to get some buzz already in the conversation for coaches. The reality is there's only going to be so many jobs available. It may take a couple of years before Sean McVay has to worry about losing him, but that was a risky move. Wade Phillips, one of the great defensive coordinators of the past 30 years, if not longer, when you look back over the history of the National Football League, to move on from him with the resolve that McVay did, it's paying off.
Yeah.
And, you know, to tie it all together, next week there's a sneaky great game at MetLife Stadium. Cardinals at Giants.
I know. It's killing me. My little boy has yet to go to a Giants football game, and I'm sitting there going, man, you know, that would be the game to go. Oh, man, Dad, Kyler Murray's coming, you know, but, yeah, we can't go. Not right now. There's some sneaky games there. The Giants got the Browns, right? Is it the next week or the week after that? So MetLife's going to have some playoff implication type football games here, which I don't think any of us expected in December.
First of all, Dad works on Sunday. Beyond the fact that it's a pandemic, Dad works. Sorry, son, if it was a Monday night game or a Thursday night game, I'd be able to take you. But I got to work on Sundays.
Yes, yeah, it doesn't happen. You're right. But no, one of these, that's a bucket list thing, is to get to a game. And, yeah, it's not going to happen until next year, obviously.
The Browns have both of the New York teams coming up, as we said, and it's just, you know, that it's got an old school feel to it. Anytime the Browns are good and they're playing one of the teams that's been around for a while,
right? But
Cardinals Giants, it's another one of these old NFC East reunion games. All those years when the Cardinals didn't fit in when they were the Arizona and Phoenix Cardinals and still
Crazy.
In the NFC East, but they get together again, and it looked like it was going to be an easy win for Arizona not that long ago. Now, I don't know who I'm going to pick in that game. Thank goodness we got 3 days to figure it out, because right now if I had to pick one or the other, I would probably pick the Giants.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.